Well, hi there, and you're welcome back. And just before I tell you what's happening on the streets, Nimwizi is here. And anyway, you've made it third time in a row onto our show.
I have.
So you have immediately earned yourself a nickname.
Yes.
Yes, Achina Brintu before you left here with Chinabi.
Chinabi.
Yes.
I like that.
You have just got yourself
Nimwizi. Right, okay.
Which works.
It does.
Nimwa is kind of funky.
Yes, she is actually.
Nimwizi in the heezy. All right, okay, so let's see what's happening on the streets. And of course, we'll start with the usual, the Ring Road, which is looking pretty deserted, surprising for a, Wednesday morning. But it won't be like this for long. You can already see the traffic lights are having an effect for the traffic coming from Kanda and so forth, towards Circle. Is that the right place? No, not Kanda. From Usu towards Circle, right? You know what I'm talking about. All right, let's see what else is happening out there. I think we can have a quick look at the Tema end of the Accra-Tema motorway. And again, the traffic there is, well, it's not really fully formed yet. So get through it quickly if you have to. Now, one of the cameras, I think, is covered with rain or water of some sort, so it's giving us a very dodgy view. But this one is fine, and it's the Gifford Road camera. It's beginning. You can see that from the El Wak Stadium end, coming back towards Burma Camp. It's just piling up bit by bit, as you would expect at this time of the morning. Okay. Next is the big one. This is the Tetekwashi interchange. Again, you can see how it's starting to look from Shangri-La back towards Shiashi. But the motorway, the bit of the motorway you can see here, it's looking all right. It's looking all right in both directions. Right, I think the other ones will have to leave for now. But yeah, at least that gives you a bit of a snapshot of what's happening across the city, right? Let's see what's happening amidst the papers. And I have the Daily Graphic, the Finder. Finder's very thick this morning. The Daily Dispatch, the Gold Street Business, and the Herald. What have you got?
I've got the Ghanaian Times, the Daily Guide, the Today, the Observer, and the Daily Statesman.
After you,
right,
madam.
okay, so on the front page of the Ghanaian Times, upgrading of Nima Mamobi to begin by close of year. That's a very interesting story. I can't wait to see the new and improved Nima Mamobi. Government to support small-scale gold and salt mining industries. Jasikan traditional area praises the president for the establishment of OT region. Then there's that story about the murder of the head teacher at Esiakwa. 6 teenagers remanded in custody. Other stories in the Ghanaian Times, 20 traders owe Home Municipal Assembly about 180,000 Ghana cedis in rent. A rent issue is a big thing, isn't it? And in some African news, several die in crashes at Sudan protest. On the back page of the Ghanaian Times, closed fishing season kickstarts today. Fisher folk ready to observe. And the full story of the upgrading of Nima is on the back page of the Ghanaian Times. Now, on the front page of the Daily Guide, Opuni purchased $19.2 million untested fertilizer. That's according to a witness that has been speaking in that case. Amidu age case lingers. There's that story about, you know, how old he is and whether that's a problem. Ghana targets 90% treatment for HIV kids. There have been about 180,000 new cases in children reported globally for 2017. NDC plans to scrap Special Prosecutor Office. On the front page of the Today newspaper, Wash Africa and Zoom Lion Ghana clean Nima. So Nima is a lot in quite a lot of Nima in the newspapers this morning. More on Amidu and Nanes Girl Hot. That's Frances Esiam. She's the CEO of GCMC. That's in the Today newspaper. On the front page of the Ghanaian Observer, government to build 250,000 housing units yearly rolls out mortgage system to tackle housing challenges. That's a story that we'll be following as well. Trouble brews over UEW alumni elections. Court remands Isiakwa teacher killers. All those stories on there as well. On the front page of the Daily Statesman, Ghana will not progress without you. Ayoko fires up women, and I absolutely have to agree with her on that one. Your achievements are visible. Some more praise for our president, Akufo-Addo. NPP is Ghana's pro-poor party. That's Ken Oforiatta, the finance minister, speaking there.
I wonder whether when they say that, you know, whether they should add by accident.
Because you feel like it's by accident.
That's not
I mean,
their
there's actually
ideology.
quite yeah, no, it's not.
It's not. That's not what they stand for.
No, it's not.
So yeah, maybe they should say we are the pro-poor party by accident.
By accident. Some may call it by divine intervention.
I don't know how divine their interventions
by
are.
predestined destination. Okay,
I can't really assign divinity to one district, one factory just yet.
Or one. There was one yesterday. One something, one flat.
Yeah. One district, one flat, or
one person, one flat.
There'll be 275 of them. So one constituency,
one flat,
perhaps, or is it district? How many?
That won't be enough.
One constituency, one flat. One?
Right.
Oh, they even put in the president's name. So it's one constituency, one Akufo-Addo flat.
Nice.
So I don't know, do they mean a flat as in
I think they mean like
apartment?
housing flats. So like, you know, the council buildings.
Those like are either flats or apartments.
They forgot the S. It was yeah.
Because they have to have the one in there, so they can't say flats.
So that it's one. But one block of flats to cater for the constituency.
One apartment
block of one block. Anyway, so yeah, so that and NIMA, starting with NIMA as well, so pretty exciting.
So the NIMA project is part of that.
The NIMA project, yes, is actually starting. They have, I think, 1,039 acres of land that they're going to develop NIMA Mamubi, and so that there's structural housing in that area.
So every constituency is going to get one.
Yes.
Gomwa West, that's where my hometown is.
Okay.
They're going to get a block of flats.
A block of flats, so that, you know, things are more organized. People are not living in mud houses, and, you know, yeah, we're cleaning up Ghana. We're very, very serious.
We don't want mud houses anymore.
No, because when it floods, it's a bit of a problem, because they're not built properly.
So our mud houses have been flooding?
I mean, it's mud, really.
I mean, I have to ask, because I haven't seen that in the news. I've seen Circle flooding. I've seen the motorway flooding. I've seen the places where we have actually already built concrete, you know, houses flooding, because we've done it without proper drainage.
Yeah, that's the whole point. So I went to the
houses.
The Odor a few
They don't
weeks
have
ago.
that problem.
No, but
so we are taking the problem to them.
But the drainage is a big issue, because when I went to the Odor, I found out that, you know, they build these houses or these structures without foundations. So the front door
without foundations,
without you know how you have a bit of a lift, and then you know what I mean. But this is the floor is the ground. Still, let's stick with the program. The floor is the ground. So the front door sits on the ground. So when it rains, there's no elevation of the building. So it's you know what I mean. It's pretty much raining into your home. Yeah, right by the Odo. I also saw a newborn goat, right, which it kind of fascinated me, that in the middle of everything that was going on there, with all the dirt and the litter, there was new life.
A goat delivered.
It was a sign of hope.
Wonderful.
Of things to come.
Wow. The goat on the NHIS. Okay, so let's talk about the NIMA and Mamubi project.
You haven't done your headlines.
I haven't.
No.
Okay, so let's talk about the NIMA and Mamubi project after the headlines from me. So I'll do them in this order: Graphic, Finder, Dispatch, Gold Street, and then Herald. Okay, for the unseen computer that brings up the pictures. Okay, Daily Graphic first. And 12 NIA officials sacked. They violated Ghana card registration rules. And there's a picture here of Professor Ken Atifa, the NIA boss. Also, file arguments in suit against Martin Amidu, Supreme Court says to the Attorney General. Work on Eastern Corridor Road resumes in July, according to the President. We can look at the back page where we have two stories. Over 1.7 billion tons of iron ore discovered in Tatale, Sanguli district. 1.7 billion tons of iron ore. That's a lot of money. Okay, closed season on artisanal fishing commences today. To what effect? To what effect, I ask? All right, let's move on. The Finder newspaper next. Petroleum hub. Tour is vital, but needs private, technical and financial partners. Senior Hossi is the one to whom this statement is attributed. Government unveils 8-year, 250,000 aggressive housing plan. You've heard Nimwizi talk about that already. 200 medical students off to Cuba for training. Ecobank Ghana drives cash light agenda with Ecobank Pay launch. That's it for the Finder. The Dispatch follows with smooth dispatch. Bombshell on Takoradi missing girls. Former BNI boss went to another country to negotiate for them, according to a security expert. Details on page 2. We'll talk about that in a minute. Persons who fail to use footbridges can be jailed. That's the police speaking, and it's regarding the Nima and Adenta footbridges. Medina and Adenta footbridges. Afarijan on election observation groups. Details within the pages of the Dispatch. And Nana Oyelitha to contest Adenta seat in 2020 is on the back page of the Daily Dispatch.
And Nana Oye is on the Super Morning Show this morning.
She is indeed.
Yes, from 8 a.m. So if you're interested in that.
To be interested in that, you would have to not be interested in this, which is not possible. So trade surplus rises in Q1 2019 is the banner headline on the front page of the Gold Street Business newspaper. Trade surplus rises in Q1 2019. Also, NIC and insurers push to sensitize public on insurance. Also, 9 exploration firms owe over $1 million in surface rental fees. On the back page, Ecobank unveils electronic payment solution for merchants. There's a picture here of Tara Squire and his colleagues unveiling this for Ecobank. And Microsoft to spend $100 million on African Development Center. And that's great news. That's great news. Sites will be in Kenya and Lagos. Good luck to them. Okay then. The Herald newspaper is the last one from me. And Export Promotion Authority blows 100,000 Ghana cedis on 3-minute video documentary as rot returns. I don't actually know why they think 100,000 cedis
on a video is expensive.
Is expensive.
Yes.
I guess the Herald hasn't produced a commercial video before.
Yes.
A quality commercial marketing video before. I don't think they've done it before. 100,000 is nothing. It's what, $20,000?
It is.
It's pretty much standard for the industry.
But what's important to note, Coach, is that it's a 3-minute video, but it could be. It's probably hours and hours and hours of footage, which has then been edited into a 3-minute video. So when you say, oh, you know, it's a 3-minute video, it's kind of really just throwing away the work that has been done.
Yeah. It's kind of like saying the budget is a 1-hour speech.
Right.
You know?
Right. I mean,
instead of something that takes months to put together.
Prepare, yes.
Yeah. And you think that those who worked on the budget were paid 1 hour's salary?
No.
Herald, this one, dear. Anyway, Akufo-Addo government's deal with U.S. oil firm Shady, PIAC chairman reveals, and National Security Minister reported to police over death threats. Ooh. Okay, Supreme Court orders AG to justify Martin Amidu's appointment. That's also on the front page. And Game of Thrones is on the back page. I always get excited when I see Game of Thrones.
We love some Game of Thrones.
Winter is here.
Can you imagine that I still haven't watched it? I'm waiting for the last episode next week, so that I can sit down and watch all the 6 episodes at a go, because my heart
There are only 6 this season.
Yeah, there are only 6 this season, so we just have one more.
We're about to see the end.
Yes.
That explains the crazy drama of the last season. I won't tell you, but
you mean the last 5 episodes?
No,
yeah,
the last one alone.
I've been reading them, so I read the spoilers, but I just haven't watched
the last 5 episode was crazy. Don't read the spoilers.
I mean, I can't live without reading the spoilers.
No, then watch the thing.
No,
you've kind of ruined it for yourself now.
What? Not really. Not really. I could give you an analogy, but anyway, let's move on. So, 6 teenagers have been remanded in custody. If your we've been following the stories, the Siakwa story, and the 6 teenagers were in court, and they've been remanded, so they didn't get bail. Basically, they'll reappear in court on June 25th, 2019. Kojo, why are you laughing?
I'm still stuck on your analogy. Go on.
Okay, so that's it for this story. Actually, that's where we are. So they'll go to court on June 25th, 2019. It's actually a really sad story. There's so many different dimensions to it. You know, the drug abuse that's going on in that area. You know, how the kids responded to being chastised by this teacher, and then eventually the fact that they actually killed him. So we know that they're standing. What's the expression? They've been charged with attempted murder and murder, and so we'll see how that'll go, Kojo.
It does baffle me that we haven't really heard from teacher groups. I don't think I've seen a statement from any of the teacher groups yet on this. Although, I mean, I'm hoping that the system is working here. People are in custody for this.
Yes, they are. Yeah.
But we have heard reports that the teachers, a lot of the teachers from this school are seeking transfers.
They are. It was the news yesterday. We also know that they were on strike as well, refused to teach. But yeah, they are seeking transfer, which is scary for the rest of the children in that area, because they still have to be educated. So that's not really solving the problem, is it?
No, not at all. So what was it I wanted to talk about earlier?
Who knows?
Oh, don't be like that. Anyway, I'll tell you what, Nimwizi, there's something else that has captured my attention, and its former BNI boss went to another country to negotiate for them. This is about the Takoradi missing girls. Yeah. This is according to someone described here as a security expert. He is an analyst that we use on security matters here on the JoyNews channel. His name is Adam Bona, of Security Warehouse. Now, he is saying that the recently dismissed director of the Bureau of National Investigation, Ambassador Rashid Seydou Inusa, was sent out of Ghana to a West African country to negotiate for the return of the 3 kidnapped Takoradi girls. Now, he said the ex-BNI boss came back to Ghana from that trip with a lot of evidence, which pointed to where the kidnapped girls are being held. President Akufo-Addo last month asked the Ambassador Rashid Seydou Inusa from the office of the top office of the BNI, but sources within the investigative agency say he was relieved of his post over security lapses in recent times and also issues surrounding the kidnappings. Okay, so where to begin?
I don't even understand the story that you've just read.
Yeah, so Adam Bona, as a security analyst, is reporting what he describes as some insider information on this whole situation around Madam Tiwa's claim that we know where the girls are. And he's suggesting that may have come from the former BNI boss. He may have been the one who informed or misinformed Madam Tiwa that the girls are in a specific place, because he was sent to another country to go and negotiate.
But he wasn't successful, obviously, because the girls didn't come back.
Who did he go and negotiate with?
Whoever he did, he wasn't successful because the girls didn't.
I mean, this is very important. Did he go and negotiate with the kidnappers? Did he go and negotiate with the government of that country? What was he negotiating for? Is it for the return of the girls, or for cooperation with the country in determining whether the girls are there? Or what did he go and negotiate for?
That's a good point, actually.
Okay. Now, if he went to negotiate for the girls, and what he came back with was evidence of where the girls are, then the people of Ghana, most importantly, the families of these girls, need to know exactly what he was told, what he learned, what this evidence was, and where it takes us, where it leads us. And if indeed this is the reason why Madam Tiwa said, we know where the girls are, why is Madam Tiwa now saying she only said it to give the families hope and that they're actually still looking for the girls? These two details are not quite in alignment yet. So we need some understanding of what exactly he went to negotiate. If Mr. Bona's claim is true, we need to know, what did he go there to negotiate for? Who did he go there to negotiate with? And this person he went to negotiate with clearly has some sway over whether these girls will be found and released or not. So why is that person walking around? If he really knows or can in some way connect Ghana to the girls, why is he walking around in a negotiating position? What are we doing here? Are we serious? I mean, right here in this seat I'm occupying this morning, Reverend Opuni Frimpong asked the same question yesterday and said, does our government take us seriously? Do they think I mean, do they even care? You sent someone to negotiate for the return of these girls. He came back with evidence, and we still don't know what that evidence is.
Kojo, even when Madam Tiwa was talking about the fact that the girls had been found, at the time that she spoke, we spoke to the family as well. They had no idea. They had not been communicated anything. So to answer your question about whether we take our people seriously, I mean, I think case in point, it speaks for itself, doesn't it? But it's very disturbing. I was hoping that there would definitely be some resolution by now for the families.
Let me read.
There's more.
No, I want to read what Madam Tiwa said. You know, when she told the nation that we know where the girls are. Her words: "We know where the girls are. Keep on keeping on," is what she said to the family.
As in like MC Lights, keep on keeping on.
Yes.
Okay.
Because she came and she changed their world. It's taken us over 3 months to even identify where the ladies are. And what we don't want to do is anything that will jeopardize the safety of that. So we are working very hard. All the stakeholders who are supposed to be on board are on board. And hopefully the girls will be brought back safe and sound. But she then said on Kasapa News that, that she only said that to give the families of the girls some hope. And already you've seen how social media
but you know that even the Bible says hope deferred makes the heart sick. So sometimes false hope is actually even worse than no hope.
I mean, what she's done now is definitely worse.
Yeah.
Because she has raised their hopes.
Expectations and then
only to dash them by saying she actually doesn't have a clue where the girls are.
Yeah.
You know, so I'll be honest with you, this is, I mean, it's
gut-wrenching on so many levels.
This is not the standard to which we expect somebody who has risen through the ranks of the police at the speed that she has to do. I mean, the expectation, the natural expectation of someone who rises that fast is that she's brilliant.
Yes.
That is what I prefer to believe. Okay? So if that is the reality, if this is a brilliant person, what on earth is she doing? What's she doing? Raising the hopes of the families of kidnapped girls. People who can't sleep. Yesterday, the mother of Ruth Love Quayson brought out all her hypertension medication for the media to look at. Because this is what this situation has done to her. You have kids anymore. It's been 5 months since hers disappeared.
You know what it's like when you walk into a supermarket and for a second you can't find your children. For that split second when you can't find your children and the whole world just goes dark and it feels like you've just jumped through a hole that is never going to end. And imagine living with this for 5 months.
I brought Fifi here to the studio. We were doing some work and he was in here with me. All of a sudden I looked around and couldn't find him. So I went into the newsroom. He wasn't there. Looked in the washrooms, everything. Boy wasn't there. I came back in here screaming, "Where's Fifi?" Not only to find out he was sitting in the corner quietly reading his book.
But
all right, but for those 10 seconds, and this family has gone through that for 5 months, and you come and tell them, "We know where they are," when you don't. Anyway, that's me on that.
Right. Do we have time for one more?
We have time for, we have.
Okay, so Elder Mreku, you know Elder Mreku?
I know Elder
right?
Mreku.
He's been speaking, and the Today has picked a headline which I think is a bit sensational. He says, "I don't trust my wife." I think the heart of what he was saying is the fact that you really shouldn't trust people generally, because I think there was some attempt on his life or something like that. Yes. Somebody tried to mess up his business and also take his life. One of the gospel industry people. So he was just talking about trust there. And he says, even my wife with whom I sleep on the same bed with every day, I don't trust her because human beings can be very wicked.
Ayaka.
I don't know how you can sleep with somebody on the same bed and not trust them, though. You probably won't be sleeping very well.
No, you won't.
I mean, so I guess the thing is you kind of have to trust someone. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think he's being,
It's figurative, yeah.
Yeah, he just wants...
Word of the day, brought to you by Kojo Yankson, hyperbolic. Would you like to tell us what to mean?
When you're back off and too, yeah, I think he's just, he's using the most dramatic words possible to illustrate
don't
the
take
idea.
Away the word.
He's trying to communicate. But yeah, I get it. Yeah, I remember now. The thing I'd wanted to mention, we don't have time, but I was just going to talk about the fact that if the ministers, the housing ministers' plans for NIMA and Mamobi are real, if this is not just a political announcement, it should come with some drawings. We need to see some plans.
And we need to see where they're going to house them whilst they're developing. Because there's going to have to be interim housing.
So yeah, this is the very simple point I was getting to, that we need to see the plan. We need to see how you intend to do this.
How you intend to do it.
Otherwise,
and he also hasn't said anything about funding. He was asked, and he was like, oh yeah,
he said it's a PPP. So in theory, I get how it would be funded. It's feasible, but I want to see how it'll be done. Okay, all right. Time for sports. Nimwizi, thank you so much.
You're welcome. See you tomorrow.
With, tomorrow with more from the newspapers. But right now, though, Benedict and the team have all the headlines from around the world of sports. You know what to do. Nothing. We'll be back after these.